What's up, everybody, and welcome to my NXT review. A lot of things going on in the show tonight. 2 tag team titles on the line, the NXT and the women's tag titles on the line tonight. A lot of tag teams just in wrestling in general right now with titles on the line tonight. But right off the bat, we do kick it off with the NXT tag titles on the line. Imperium, Fabian Aichner, and Marcel Barthel versus Breezango or Emporium, which was, I guess, Marsupio and Fabio, which was basically Breezango having the dance version of Imperium's theme song, imitating their entrance, except it, like I said, it was like a Dance Revolution theme song of Imperium's theme song, parodying them, doing their entrance, and calling themselves Fabio and Marsupio. I would say it's about Breezango, which I've said before that, you want them to kind of be a little bit more serious, and they kind of look like they had that going in that video package, but now they basically kind of went back a little being goofballs out there with the dancing and whatnot, and being the male strippers again, and that's basically where they were right here. But this was not a bad tag match to what I saw. I actually did like this tag match with both of these teams, though. Very good, I should say, very good in this, but, going into the end of this whole tag match, I know Fandango was able to hit the last dance onto Aichner, but, Bartel broke it up. But the next thing you know, the Indus Shirt team came out, Rinku and Sarav with Bivens out there. But then right out of nowhere, only Lorcan and Danny Burch come out, pretty much brawling with Indus Sheer. And as they're brawling and everything, Tyler Breeze tried to roll up Marcel Bartel, but, Bartel wasn't the legal man. So Fabian Aichner came in with a big DDT on Breeze for the win, and pretty much still retain the tag team title. So yes, this match was not won by a finisher, it was won by a DDT, and not bad. At least it was something you don't really see just by a regular move, and not going by just like the usual finisher to in a tag match and everything. But of course, more tag teams are now involved in this, from Indus Sheer and Burch and Lorcan, so at least now they got more teams, which is, NXT been kind of needing the tag teams lately, because tag team division's been a little bit dry. They haven't really had no one to face around here, so now that we got a little bit more teams and whatnot, I guess we got more people coming after Imperium now. But honestly, I saw Imperium still winning these tag titles regardless, and never really thought they were gonna lose the belts to Breezango or anything. But the match was okay, it wasn't that bad. One thing also to take, from after they had the tag match, I know they went to Tom Phillips, and I know they do commentary with Phillips, Beth Phoenix, and, Maranello. Apparently, looks like Maranello records from his home, because that's what it looked like when they were showing highlights of, NXT in your house last week, because he's never really at the show. He's probably in the studio or wherever they're doing this live. I'm not really sure, okay, but somewhere like that. But then when they went to Tom Phillips, they went to Velveteen Dream, pretty much, being interviewed. Pretty much asked him, how does it feel, you're not going to be able to transfer the NXT title right now since Cole's still the champion. Which, Dream went on and says, listen, you went to WWE for like almost 10 years and everything, and this is what you asked the Dream, which he says he has no recollection of that. You see Dexter Lumis pretty much right behind Dream, and then leaving a picture right by him as Dream saw the drawing. Then he pretty much, he wanted to address this then, and he appreciates the help, and he helped them right back, return the favor and everything. But the picture actually had both of them as the tag team champions. Dream pretty much says that the caricature must be a mistake, because the Dream only works by himself. He's a singles act, not a team. So could it be a team with him and Loomis there? A very oddball pairing, but we should see what they can get from this. I don't know what could happen, but we'll see what happens then. Damian Priest was arriving at, Full Sail earlier in the day. If you look very far in the background, you can see Cameron Grimes back there, Trevor Lee. Keep an eye out for that. That'll be back later into the show, but I noticed him back there. But Damian Priest was coming out for his match against Killian Dane. I swear to God, I didn't know Killian Dane was still in this company half the time. And this was not a bad match between him and Dane. Priest ended up winning with the Reckoning. It was a good match. I will say that I think he's a face now, so that's what they're going into the direction with him. Like I say, he was the heel, but now he is he's a face now, so we'll see what goes. Where they can go with Priest. Like I said, it's not a bad match with him and Dane out there, so I thought it was actually pretty good. Like I said, Priest just flies all over the place half the time, so it's pretty crazy with him. Like I said before about Damian Priest or Punchman Martinez, multiple times, he's everything Baron Corbin wishes he could be. So trust me, there's a lot of comparisons or sayings about that. One thing I thought was funny though with Killian Dane was when they came back off a commercial. You could see Robert Stone, Robbie E, sitting on the side, having his head to the window or the plexiglass. Looks like he's been drinking too much. And what happens? Killian Dane smacks the hell out of him on the glass and knocks him to the ground. I thought that was hilarious and laughed at it. So that was funny. But next though, Xia Li went against Aaliyah. I don't know why they keep doing this match a lot. Aaliyah kept trying to get the attention of Robbie E out there to watch him. The match was pretty much whatever, but it ended up with Robbie E coming to the ring drunk, very, very, very drunk and whatnot. And next thing you know, he pukes into the ring, and Aaliyah rolls her up, which a lot of people thought Aaliyah messed up the roll-up pin, but I think Xia Li kicked out too early where she wasn't supposed to, and Aaliyah had to get the pinfall over. I know a lot of people were blaming Aaliyah on this, but I don't think it was actually her fault this time. Like I said, I know a lot of people say Aaliyah is not really good, which is true, but this one was not her fault. And Stone ended up pretty much dropping to the ground drunk. Like, all I could think about him when he was puking in the ring, of course, is as Vince McMahon would say, he's gotta puke. I can't do a good Vince impression with that. I wish I could, but I know there's people that can do it. But it's actually like he's gotta puke. I'm sure Vince loved that. I'm sure he did love the puking thing, especially by Robbie E out there. So it's he's still on his own and trying to get somebody to manage, and Malia's trying to do her best to get his attention and whatnot. So yeah, he's gonna puke. All right, he's gonna puke after having a whole bunch of liquor or whatnot. Next, they went to Timothy Thatcher's catch can or thatch can wrestling, which I guess he was teaching a class. And he was teaching about the Fujiwara armbar and talk about doing for a wrist lock, about putting more pressure on it. And he pretty much told the students, and the real work begins next week, clean up this mess. So they're trying to make that, I guess, into like some type of shoot or like some type of a shoot class student type of, like he's running a school technically on teaching students about, I don't know, the catch can style of wrestling. So they're doing something with Thatcher. They're trying to get him somewhere with this, because I said about Thatcher before, the guy's a great wrestler, especially very mat-based, especially with his whole MMA style and whatnot, but the guy has a personality of a brown paper bag or a loose leaf of paper out there. It's like some people compare him to Dean Malenko. Great wrestler, but can't talk to save his fucking life, and he's got no freaking charisma out there, but this is giving him something. There's a reason why they did have him with Matt Riddle for those few weeks when they were the tag team champions, but this was not bad. But like I said, Thatcher doing his little segment right there, so they're doing something with him. Next was the Undisputed Era, which I probably thought was the funniest segment throughout the night, where Adam Cole and Bobby Fish, I guess, were in a limo, and they were taking Roderick Strong to therapy about the whole trunk thing. And, Strong was depressed. He says, listen, man, we're going to get you some professional help, man. We need the old Roderick Strong back. So they went to the doctor's office, which he was on the couch, and it was this doctor, which he sounded like he was Sherlock Holmes or Scottish, which was Kyle O'Reilly. So I did not know what his doctor's name was, but he is Dr. Kyle O'Reilly out there tonight, folks. Dr. O'Reilly. And he talked about he was scared of Dexter Loomis and everything, and he said he was freaking out several times, and O'Reilly says, listen, let's take an ink block test. What do you see? At first, it was like a whole bunch of muscles and everything. But then when they showed him the second image, it was Loomis, and, he tried to calm him down. But then when the third one came, it was the trunk. He was afraid of the trunk. He wanted to get out of there, but Dr. O'Reilly pretty much says, listen, the trunk is your source of fear. You must confront your fears. and whatnot. But Strong pretty much says he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to go in the trunk and everything. So they end up taking him to the trunk. Cole and Fish said, "You can do this, man. It's a big trunk. You can do this. Just get in there. You got it. You got it." Strong was gonna do it, but he ran away. Says, "I can't do this. I can't do this." So he sprinted off running as Cole pretty much and Fish like, "Listen, I think we did good today. We made some progress. We didn't get him into the trunk, but we did something good. So let's go pick up. We gotta go pick him up now." So he ran very far away, and I guess they told the driver to go pick up Kyle O'Reilly. That was actually funny. All right, that was really funny. I liked that. That was real good. So I had a good time watching that segment. Dr. Kyle O'Reilly, and he ran. He has fear of a trunk now. Roderick Strong is scared to go in the trunk. Very, very scared to go inside of a trunk, folks. But next, they went back to Adam Cole as he was talking to Mackenzie Mitchell as they asked him questions about Scarlett Bordeaux's hourglass, which was sitting right there. And Cole pretty much talked about, am I supposed to be scared of this? I don't care who it is. No one is taking my title. Keith Lee pretty much walked up to him then and said, "Listen, it's not Cross who's going to take this title from you. I am." And he took the hourglass and dropped it on the ground and said tick-tock after that. So, yes, Keith Lee still kind of going for the title. Adam Cole did come out, though, to pretty much talk about he's been champion for over 381 days now, and that he's the hardest working champion in the business, and that no one can come close to him. And he talked about Killian Cross, which he said, not Karrion Cross. I almost called him Killian Dane, but he called him Killian Cross for a second. And, or he probably was going to say Killer Cross, but, he says, Cross wants to come challenge me for my title and whatnot. But listen, you've only been here for 5 minutes, and yes, you beat Ciampa. He's one of the baddest dudes here. But I beat Ciampa also. Okay, so you haven't been here that long enough. You need to earn your shot for the title. And then he talk about Keith Lee's not going to get a challenge for the title. Then, as listen. You're the North American champion. How about I get 2 belts? All right, I could challenge you and get the North American and hold the NXT title, and I call myself champ, baby. But Keith Lee came out, and before he could really even say anything, Nicole, Johnny Gargano came out then. Pretty much, I don't care about moments, or I only care about results. And listen, I pinned you last week, and I should get a shot for that title. I'm the first Triple Crown champion around here, and that him and Candice LeRae would become the first ever NXT Women's Champion as a couple. But Keith Lee pretty much wondered if Candice LeRae was doing okay, since I was there helping and you wasn't, and that he talked about he had a tear in his eye when he picked up Candice LeRae. And that when, she whispered in his ear saying that, "Thank you, Mr. Limitless. That's the most action I've had all year." I thought that was hilarious. Man, look, Keith Lee was a savage for that. That's some savage stuff right there, saying some stuff like that. Why? I'm even I had to take a good laugh at that one. "Thank you, Mr. Limitless. That's the most action I've had all year." That was great. But then Finn Balor came out. Then listen, when you all are finishing there marking out, or being marks or whatnot, you can go back to being marks for me and whatnot. And Balor pretty much talked about, I won a lot of championships, but I haven't won the North American one. Gargano pretty much says, "My name is not Mark, and you need to get in line." But Balor told Gargano, "Listen, I don't wait in lines. I cut to it, okay? I cut the line." And told Keith Lee, "This ain't a challenge. This is a warning. I'm coming for that North American title." And then after that, he said he was coming for Adam Cole then for the title, which, Cole says, "Listen, man, I already beat your record, okay? Listen, you were the guy around here, you were the king or whatnot, but now I'm the new king around here, okay?" Balor pretty much he pointed like an X at him, and Cole says, "What are you doing? What was that?" He says, "That's the place I'm going to punch you right now." But William Regal showed up on the screen, and he said, "Listen, here's what we're going to do. Next week, the North American title will be on the line. Keith Lee, Johnny Gargano, and Finn Balor. And whoever wins that match as North American champion, they will face Adam Cole July 8th, winner take all. Basically, somebody could become a double champion right now. So they got that set up for next week. But of course, we all kind of know Cross is still in this whole thing, which they kind of showed the glass on the ground with, Scarlett Bordeaux walking up to it and cross-stepping on it. So he may be going after Keith Lee, which he probably could be costing him the title next week. I'm not really sure, but that could happen. But somebody could be a double champion. Now, hey, we got a lot of double champions in wrestling right now anyway, so there you go. But I did like this segment, though. It was pretty good, especially with everybody that's kind of going after the belt right now. So we'll see what comes from this, which I kind of see Keith Lee still retaining, but I'm not really sure who will become the double champion or whatnot. Before they can even try to interview Keith Lee, going back to the back, Candice LeRae showed up arguing with him. Pretty much Mia Yim was right behind her, and pretty much they brawled for a second. Kaden Carter came out with Casey Catanzaro to go against Dakota Kai. Raquel Gonzalez was there. Quick match, honestly. Not bad for the little time it was given. Of course, Gonzalez is getting involved in one point. Casey tried to jump on her. Obviously, she's too freaking small, and Gonzalez threw her somewhere into the apron and whatnot. Dakota Kai pretty much trying to go for the roll-up, but, Dakota, not the roll, but, she tried to go for roll-up on Carter and everything, but she pretty much put her into a submission in. Pretty much her arm and like some triangle thing going on, pretty much making her tap out. So Dakota Kai picking up the win. Bronson Reed went against Leon Ruff, basically killing this guy with a big splash. Right after he says calling out Cross for next week. Basically wants payback on him, I guess, and he picked up Ruff and left. They had a video promo for Mercedes Martinez, which is going to be coming soon. I almost forgot about for Mercedes Martinez. They used it for a second on TV, but then she hasn't been on in a very long time, so obviously they've been waiting. I guess they have an idea for her now, so she is going to be on the show very, very soon. So we'll see what happens from there. But next, though, they did go back to Damian Priest. Like I said, his tires were slashed. And why were his tires slashed, huh? Why were his tires slashed? It looks like it was Cameron Grimes who drove up in another car saying, "Hey, man, you need an Uber," and then drove off as Priest was pissed off. But next thing you know, we get El Hijo de Fantasma, or now known as Santos Escobar, with King Cuerno. Well, not King Cuerno, that's his, Lucha Underground name. But he was out there with DJZ and Raul Mendoza, which, they all had suits on and everything. And talked about how Fantasma was the best lucha, the best luchador ever and everything. But, he wore this mask, and it has to come to an end. That when you only see a luchador, you always see a mask. But he talked about for years that, 20 years he's wearing that mask, but now he has the opportunity in NXT that El Hijo de Fantasma had to come to an end, that his father, Fantasma, told him that he was going to be a leader, and that he's going to lead both Mendoza and DJZ there to be leaders now. But, next Rockstar Spud comes out, pretty much calling out Escobar, saying that, he's got more, brawn and brains, which he tried to attack all three of them. He looked like he was going to get the upper hand for a second, but he ended up hitting, Escobar ended up hitting him with it was like a monitor to the back of him, and then he hit him with the Thrill of the Hunt off of the top of a table onto another table. Pretty much putting him through it, as they have to have the ambulance carry him out of there on a stretcher. So, I don't know the name of Escobar's group, but it wasn't that bad to what he had going on with his little crew right now. Like I said, the guy's really good on the mic. I tried not to call him King Cuerno at the time, because Lucha Underground is basically what he reminds me of. But now he does not need the mask anymore. That El Hijo de Fantasma is dead, basically. So, we're just going by Santos Escobar. But I am looking forward to see how he's going to move his little Foot Clan ninja crew right here, the Luchador Ninjas, where they were the Luchador Ninjas, but we'll see what goes on with this, okay? We will see. But next, though, we do go into the main event. Sasha and Bayley. Bayley those straps right there. Going against Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox for the women's tag team titles. Yes, Sasha and Bayley, some would say the forerunners of the women's division of NXT. This was a very good match. It was actually good to see Sasha and Bayley actually face a somewhat credible team this time than what we see on Raw and SmackDown with the Iconics, which is already bad enough, and Bliss and Nikki Cross. So, listen, I'm not the biggest Tegan Nox fan out there, but this was at least a very good wrestling match, I will say that. Very, very good. I did like when Blackheart pretty much had a reverse the bank statement going there into cattle mutilation. But, Bayley had a chair. Tegan Nox had took it away, which the referee got distracted. Bayley ended up just flipping Shotzi Blackheart from her submission. to Sasha putting back into the bank statement, and Shotzi tapped out as Sasha and Bayley pretty much still, celebrated as the tag team champions, gloating. Io Shirai came out pretty much knocking both women out of the ring, pretty much hitting them, with a couple German suplexes, and the Meteora knocking them out, pretty much doing a big backflip, teasing she was going to jump out of the ring. But, as she held her title up then saying, this is my NXT. So I'm not saying it's going to be the Bayley versus Io Shirai or Sasha versus Io Shirai, which I'm sure a lot of people would love to see a match like that. And maybe we could see more Sasha and Bayley on NXT if that was the case. I don't know if that'll happen anytime soon unless they're still the tag team champions and they go over there. But I'm sure people would like to see a match between Bayley and Io Shirai or Sasha and Io Shirai. But it was a very good tag match, I will say that. Like I said, it's good to actually see Sasha and Bayley face some credible challengers. But yes, as Bayley's birthday week continues, what will both of these two do on SmackDown this Friday, though? I don't know what to take from it, but we'll see what happens. But it was not a bad main event, but we all knew they were going to keep the tag team titles in general. Not a bad episode of NXT. Like I said, I enjoyed the Doctor segment with the Undisputed Era. I liked the little segment they had out there with all four guys. Was good. Both tag team matches were pretty good, too, for those titles, both the women's and the NXT tag belts. Santos Escobar giving his explanation to wherever going with this group and whatnot. I don't know where it's going, but we'll see what happens with this. So watch out for that. So, like I said, not a lot. There's some good stuff on NXT tonight. It's some pretty good stuff. I will say that I did like from this. So, it was good. Like I said, we had 2 title matches on the line and whatnot. So I enjoyed the show. NXT was not bad. I don't know where it's going to be building to whoever show up next, but obviously we got a lot of people going after titles right now or putting up some type of new build with some feuds or whatnot. I still did enjoy the whole Robbie E thing because, like I said, I'm sure a lot of people say he's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. You all know how that goes, so there you go. But like I said, for comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like this video. Oh, one more thing I should say before I go. I know. I said I was going to review the New Japan Cup and whatnot. I will review the first 2 days of it tomorrow, okay? I did watch day 2 today of the New Japan Cup, which I am very surprised by one of the outcomes out of day 2, and you'll know what match I'm talking about when I get to it, but I was very, very surprised at the outcome of this. I really was, but I will have a review for that tomorrow sometime in the day, okay? But other than that, though, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. It's me, the HWD, coming at the news and reviews. Know what I do. Keeping it down to the I to the T. And now we are done with this review of NXT. And I need to go drink some tea. All right, getting a little bit of a sore throat right here. So I'm out of here. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.